Most likely is there's talk for a week, 10 days. The Europeans lead the way. Iran refuses to give up domestic enrichment, and the U.S. takes out or tries to take out, I think probably can take out, the Fordo enrichment plant, which is under a mountain. That would be escalatory, dramatically escalatory, you get a big spike in oil. There are other scenarios where I don't think Iran would try to close the Strait of Hormuz. We can come back to that. Other scenarios where this does escalate, and even more in response to the U.S. strike on Fordo, Iran tries to take out, stop shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. And then there's a small chance, maybe 1 in 5, 20%, I think is how I'd game that out. These talks actually work, but it's a really, it's kind of a Hail Mary, I think, by all sides, because no sides want to escalate, but I think it's a really small chance.
Cliff, I've seen a lot of sort of guesswork and estimates regarding how many missiles that Iran really has left in their stockpile. They've used a lot have been destroyed by the Israelis. Is it a possible scenario that in this 2 weeks, that stockpile just runs so low that they are unable to keep launching at Israel? And is that enough to sort of bring the temperature down on all of this?
I think the rate of missile salvos from Iran is already dropping.
Yeah.
They are, like any country would, I think, going to keep some in strategic reserve. And, no, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, at least in the unclassified world, exactly how many they have left. But I think they're all already running low. I mean, Iran just doesn't have good options right now. We'll see if they hold to the hard line, or which I think they will, or if it actually, they run out of resolve and they concede.
Cliff, is regime change a policy or a strategy that Israel and/or the U.S. should proceed or follow in Iran? Is that even on the table, do you think?
I don't think it's, verbally on the table. I think that Trump doesn't want it. It's, just stepping in too much. I think Netanyahu would like it if the Iranian people rose up and it did what, in his view, is finishing the job. From a historical perspective, almost every time the U.S. is engaged in regime change, something unexpected happens, and it doesn't work out like we thought it would. Iraq is the best example. When we did take down Saddam Hussein, and we got a failed state. So I don't think it's very good policy. I think it's really risky policy. If you're Israel, you have a chance to take down the devil right now. History's on your side for the first time in decades. And I think for the Israelis, this is a period of maximum Bibi, of the winds at our back, and this is a generational chance to take down our arch enemy. So tricky policy. I think Israel would like it, may go for it. The U.S. No, it's not what's on the table for Trump.
Cliff, you mentioned the Strait of Hormuz, like such an important part of global shipping and a potential bottleneck there. And you said you don't think Iran will try to shut that down. Why? What makes you think that?
It's a lose-lose for them. They need to get their oil out. Tremendously dependent on oil revenues. 100% chance the U.S. comes into the war in a major way. They probably get the Gulf armies, French, UK involved. And, the Iranian leadership is smart. I haven't been there in a while, but I used to go, a number of times. They're smart. They get it. And I think they know they couldn't keep the strait open for a long time. They couldn't close it for a long time. The thing I worry about is that when regimes get desperate, they do irrational things. And if the U.S. takes down Fordo and the nuclear assets, enrichment, are really blown up across the board, the regime could get desperate. And we could see that would be an irrational act. They could do that. And that's what I fear most.
Right.
That's the scenario that I fear most about the Strait of Hormuz.